Number 3 on the 7-point system is adjusting your highlights and shadow slider. This reminds me of when Rick Salmon was at the club last year. One of his sayings was, light illuminates and shadows define. So it's important to get that right and can be a great artistic choice to highlight elements of your photos. So let's look at the histogram here. Up above you'll see these two triangles. If these two triangles are anything but black, it means that there are portions of the tonal values that have been pushed off the histogram. So if we hover over the one on the left side, which is the dark values, you can see on the photo on the left side some blue. That indicates that that shadow has lost all detail. Over here you can see that apparently part of the yellow spectrum, and you can see the red on the bird, has been clipped or moved off the histogram, and so the tonal values are outside of the range that can be represented. Let me just for illustrative purposes move these in a very bizarre manner, show you both have turned gray. There's another shortcut you can use. You can use the J key on your keyboard and press J, and that will toggle on both of the clipping warnings. So we can see here in the shadows, and we can see here that the white is clipped by the red showing on the photos. Now, clipping is not necessarily bad. It depends where it's happening. For example, over here in the deep shadows, I really don't care if it's lost detail or not. Even down here in the tail, which is not an integral part of the elements of the photo, I don't care that much. But I do care that the details in the wing here closer to the viewer, and we can see here that the white feathers just look like a blob of white and has lost all detail. So let's return these to our normal positions, and I showed you in the previous video you can click on the word, but you can also click on the little knob here, and that will zero the slider out. And let me change my highlights, and what I'm looking at is this area of the head and the breast, and almost always you're going to be going to the left or taking some highlights down. Okay, not too much. Right there. Look how much detail that we've retrieved in those feathers. Let me hit the backslash key. Before, after. Before, after. The before didn't look too bad until you see the after, and you can see this amount of detail here. Now notice we're still having some clipping here on the white parts of the beak. That I really don't care about. Okay, how about the shadows? Again, I don't care about that, but I want to make sure I have enough detail around this part of the wing. So almost always on the shadows, it's going to be the opposite direction. You're going to be opening the shadows or moving them to the right. And I think right there. So you can see now that we've got some more detail running into, and you can see the individual feathers in the black wing. So let's hit the before and the after. Okay, so that looks much better in the level of details just with these two sliders. Okay, we're going to do the next point, which is point number 4, contrast next.